What's good, America? Cars with Ty here. If you don't know, now you know. If you still don't know, you just might be slow. And today, at the current time of this recording, 4:39 p.m. Eastern Time, for the Cars with Ty YouTube page, we are at 212 subscribers. So I'm pretty sure last video I said 211. I think we had one more subscriber for the day. So you know what I'm saying? That's good. That's good. Y'all doing something. We finna try to get to 500. That is the goal. I'm going to post every day if possible. I'm just gonna see how long I can post every day. Yeah, bro. Free game, thick whips, back again. Cars can make you a boatload of money if you do this. I'm trying to see what we can do because I'm trying to make some money. I'm just trying to make some money. I'm trying to make some money. So we're just gonna watch the video and see what cars can make us because I'm trying to make some money. Point blank period.
I was at this Cars and Coffee just the other day, and I thought that this would be a good little story to tell you guys, but something that I think is topical that a lot of us probably talk about every now and then. So I went to this Cars and Coffee the other day, brought the E92 M3 out after freshly throwing on the new Shermer spec E88. It's totally irrelevant to the story, but it's funny.
What's Shermer spec E88s? Spec E88. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool. I don't know what wheels is on this V-Dub though. Bro, them wheels look crazy. Those hard too. Those is definitely hard. Let me see these. Alright, we getting off topic. Just wanted to see what it was. Alright, y'all. Let's get back to the video. Here we are. Alright, let's lock in.
I want to throw that in there. I love those wheels. But a good friend of mine has the brand new GT3 RS. Whew, right? Like, damn.
Crazy,
expensive car, super nice. He's very successful in real estate, and
let's look up GT3 RS. How much it costs, bro? We gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to say something so sus, but I'm gonna choke on these nuts.
And anytime that him and I get up and we have conversations, I always listen, obviously, because he's a very successful person.
Smart.
You know, generally people when they're around me, when I'm around other people who are more successful than me, like my ear, I'm fully listening and I'm hardly even talking. I want to hear what they have to say because I know there's a lot to learn. But he was talking to me and we were talking about cars, you know, obviously at the car show. And I was like, man, how's the GT3 RS? He's like, man, it's amazing. Like, I'm absolutely loving it. He's like, I've been hiring people to do content because I've seen a lot of his Instagram reels that he's been posting, and they're like really good, super high cinematography with his car pulling into the house, and then he shows the house, right? So he like uses the car to bait the viewer to sell the house, which is
exactly what I'm trying to do, chat. I literally said I want to monetize my actual entire life. I wanted to get to a point where everything I do is monetized. Like, everything. Like, if I have a business, that business is monetized over here. And if I have another business, that business is monetized. So the business is making money from itself on top of the content aspect of it, making it, you know what I'm saying? Right? Because people don't think about that. They think just work hard and, like, your business is going to flourish. But it's like, bro, social media can, like, your business, dog.
Fucking genius. It's like, if you're gonna buy the car,
I didn't expect him to say that.
Use it as a marketing tool, which I think that's what I do too. I mean, I use my cars all the time to bait for marketing purposes of selling products or just getting attention or whatever, right?
Right.
So we had this conversation, and he was like, man, I just can't believe how expensive content creators are these days. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm like, but it's a numbers game. Like, are you making money? And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm not spending to the point where I'm losing money on the content that I'm creating, or paying people to have the content created, but you know, it is costing a little bit. Ultimately, it's a numbers game. I'm making money, so it's all good. And we're talking like a $350,000. I think that's how much new GT3 RS is.
Bro, they're a lot, bro.
So expensive. They're so
y'all just seen it. They're a lot.
Ultimate dream car. So sick. But yeah, he was like, you know, I would never change it. Like, this is obviously a very expensive car, and it costs me a lot of money. But even with that being said, I would never change anything because this car has just brought me so many relationships and so much business. And I think about getting into cars in general, you know, like, I've always been a car person. I was working on Hondas when I was 15, 16 years old, like racing Hondas when I was super young at the drag strip, hoping to hit a 15-second quarter mile in my D16, like, EK hatch.
2 weeks ago, I was supposed to buy a D16 Honda Civic, but I was supposed to go half with somebody, and they bailed on me for something happened. And literally, the day we were supposed to go, the guy lowered the price, and the day after that, he sold it.
And you know, ever since I got into cars, like even when I was younger and in my early adult life, the cars always brought me different relationships with people. And I noticed that most of the people in the car community, not most, I mean some of the people in the car community, like, were very influential and had, you know, were very successful. And a lot of making good choices and becoming successful yourself is obviously surrounding yourself with other successful people.
Hey,
if you're around
did y'all see it?
more successful people, you'll become the with others and become.
See it? Bro, I know I'm not tripping, bro. Somebody tell me what that is. Is it the ceramic?
Becoming successful yourself is obviously surrounding yourself with other successful people. If you're around 4 successful people, you'll become the 5th. If you're around 4 bums, you'll become the 5th, right?
5th bum.
And I always thought about this and cars and everything like that. I said, if I wanted to make this, you know, a
really
career that I was actually successful at, the cars were sort of like that marketing vessel, you know, for me. And I love just going to car shows and talking about cars. Like, all, like, business aside and marketing aside, I just like chopping it up about cars. It's interesting to me. I love it. It's been a hobby of mine for my whole life. And I don't know, it's just what I love to do, you know? And I know that some people don't really understand that, especially like non-car people. They're like, why would you spend all your time and money on that? Well, you're just not a car person. You wouldn't understand.
I wonder if you see this while you're driving, or it's just like that on camera. Like the camera catches the light reflecting, because you know cameras light.
Non-car people are like, why would you spend all your time and money on that? Well, you're just not a car person. You wouldn't understand.
Exactly.
But I thought that conversation, I mean, it really like struck a chord with me, because I was like, yeah, man, like, these cars are more than just cars, right? They're more than just little
tools, bro.
They're really vessels for us to meet other entrepreneurs and become more successful, because it's just surrounding us with other people who do this, and it's not a this is not a you know, cheap hobby to get into. It's
at all. At all. Watch my shorts, bro.
Rather expensive. So naturally, there are quite a few people that involve themselves in this that typically have a little bit of money, and it's just good to be around those type of people and figure out how they think, you know. So if you are a car person and like you're into cars, and I know that like the car community is kind of weird today, especially online. I think like it gets a bad rep because of what we see online. There's just all this like shit talking and whatnot. But if you go to car shows, I mean, 99% of the time, it is a really good experience. Like, if you don't go to car shows or don't go to car events or track days or anything like that, you really should consider going, even if you're by yourself.
I want to go to
Another
track
good
days
story
so
is when
bad.
I first moved to Charlotte, North Carolina in 2018. I didn't know a single soul. I was building my 328 at the time, working on it, having fun, going to car shows. And I brought the car to that show, and I was doing YouTube at the time, which was super awkward because I didn't know anyone, and I had a camera in my face, and I was like walking around, and it was just weird. And immediately, man, I met like some of my closest friends, still to this day, that are like in my wedding at that car show. You know what I mean? So if that's not proof, man, like, you guys should definitely be going to these events, even if you're someone that has like anxiety, or you just, you know, have a hard time communicating with people or being around other people or
That's
whatever,
me.
you know, which all of us kind of deal
so
with that
me,
to some
bro.
extent. I promise you it is going to benefit you in some type of way if you go to car shows and just talk to people. So, yeah, just random thought of the day. Hope you guys are doing well. See you tomorrow.
Wow. All right, y'all. So when I go to car meets and stuff now, I gotta actually talk to people. I gotta interact. People, man. I gotta really get in tune because that's what's selling my bag. Got it. I got it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's keep this whole thing going. I'm finna react to like 5 more videos today so we can get this going. Peace.